Have you ever found yourself unable to let go of certain painful memories from your past? Maybe you've been told to just get over it, or accused of being dramatic when you've tried to share your experiences. Does it make you feel dismissed or even more frustrated, especially when the people saying these things are the same ones who hurt you in the first place? These feelings, anger, sadness, or resentment, may not just be about what happened in the past. They could be signs that your inner child is still carrying unhealed wounds. In this video, we will explore the 6 signs indicating you need to heal your inner child. The concept of the inner child refers to the part of us that carries the memories, experiences, and emotions from our younger years. When these parts of us are ignored, invalidated, or hurt, they often manifest as unresolved feelings long into adulthood. The inner child is an essential part of emotional well-being, as research highlights the long-term mental health consequences of unresolved emotional trauma. This experience leaves scars on the psyche, often buried deep within your subconscious, only to resurface later in life as triggers and emotional wounds. Emotional pain that isn't resolved doesn't just disappear. It finds ways to manifest, whether in the form of anger, people-pleasing tendencies, or difficulty building healthy relationships. According to research, childhood emotional wounds can profoundly impact adult personality by shaping behaviors aimed at avoiding similar pain, often at the expense of your well-being. If you recognize yourself in this pattern, it could be time to revisit and nurture your inner child, the vulnerable, innocent part of you that still holds on to those emotional memories. Let's explore 6 signs that indicate your inner child might need healing. Sign 1. You feel overwhelmed by criticism or rejection. Do you find yourself spiraling into self-doubt or shame whenever someone criticizes you? This overreaction may stem from the unmet needs of your inner child. If, as a child, your expressions of pain or disappointment were met with rejection, your emotional brain may have learned to associate feedback with emotional harm. Studies show that early experiences of emotional invalidation can create deep-seated sensitivities in our neural pathways, making rejection feel like a personal attack. In adulthood, this can show up as hypersensitivity, where even constructive criticism feels like a return to the invalidation of your childhood self. Sign 2. You struggle to set boundaries. An inability to set boundaries is often rooted in trauma responses, particularly people-pleasing. This behavior evolves as a survival mechanism, where saying yes becomes a way to gain approval and avoid conflict. According to research, people-pleasing is deeply tied to trauma and neglect, as children who constantly sought to make peace in tense environments were often trying to earn safety and love. If your inner child isn't healed, you might find yourself sacrificing your needs to preserve relationships or avoid confrontation, sometimes at the expense of your emotional well-being. Sign 3. You find it hard to let go of grudges. Do you feel like you're stuck reliving the pain others have caused you, unable to forgive or move on? This may be because your inner child still feels unheard and unacknowledged. Your adult self may intellectually understand the need to move on, but your inner child, still craving validation and justice, feels trapped in the hurt. Healing your inner child isn't about excusing the wrongdoings of others. It's about giving yourself the compassion and closure that you didn't receive from them. Sign 4. You experience intense emotional triggers. If you find yourself reacting to situations with disproportionate anger, sadness, or fear, this could be a sign of unresolved childhood wounds. For instance, if a friend disregards your feelings and you feel an overwhelming sense of rage, it's likely because the situation reminds your inner child of times when your feelings were dismissed in the past. Our emotional brains are wired to respond strongly to threats, even perceived ones. Instead of judging yourself harshly for these reactions, consider listening to what your emotions are trying to tell you. They might be pointing to pain that hasn't been processed. Sign 5. You feel stuck in patterns of unhealthy relationships. Do you notice yourself repeating the same unhealthy dynamics in relationships, whether it's with friends, family, or romantic partners? This could be a sign that your inner child is guiding your choices. For instance, if you grew up in an environment where love was conditional or inconsistent, you may unconsciously seek out relationships that mimic that pattern. Healing your inner child allows you to break free from these cycles by identifying and reframing the beliefs that no longer serve you. Sign 6. You constantly seek validation from others. If you often look to others for reassurance, approval, or a sense of worthiness, it might be because your inner child feels unloved or unseen. This need for external validation stems from a childhood where your achievements or emotions may have been overlooked or dismissed. According to research, the brain can become wired to prioritize external validation over self-acceptance, especially if it's been conditioned to do so. Healing your inner child involves learning to validate your own emotions and recognizing that your worth doesn't depend on the opinions of others. Before we explore how to begin healing your inner child, if you like this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. It means a lot to us. Noticing these signs is the first step toward healing. Here are some ways to begin the process. Acknowledge your pain. Allow yourself to feel and name the emotions that arise. Journaling or talking to a therapist can help you understand the roots of your pain. Reparent yourself. Give your inner child the love, safety, and validation they needed. This might look like practicing self-compassion and speaking kindly to yourself. Set boundaries. Learn to say no and prioritize your needs without guilt. Seek professional support. A trauma-informed therapist can guide you through inner child work and help you release unresolved pain. The process of healing your inner child isn't about forgetting the past. It's about freeing yourself from its grip. By acknowledging the wounds of your younger self, you can break free from patterns that no longer serve you and step into a more empowered, compassionate version of yourself. Remember, your feelings are valid, your pain is real, and healing is possible. You don't have to carry the burden of your inner child's wounds forever. You have the power to give that child the love and care they always deserved. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more. Thank you for watching and see you soon.